Hey, welcome to Lab Games. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Francis.
Today we're going to play...
Libris!
Libris!
Alright. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about all of them.
Yes, you are. Of course you are.
Alright, Libris is a worker placement game for 1 to 4 players. Designed by Adam McIver and published by Renegade Game Studios. Plays in about 30 to 60 minutes. Takes us about 45.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Okay, so we're going to take this to the table, and we will show you how it plays. All right, welcome to the table.
The new table.
The new table. So here we have Libris set up for 2 players. So what do we have? Let's go through the components really quick. Out here at the top, you see is sort of like the game board. Mm-hmm. And this is really just going to give us the order of scoring categories as well as show us what the prominent works and what the banned books are. So what does that mean? In this game, each player is in charge of a library, right? So they're like a mythical library set in the fantasy realm. And we are trying to build the best library given certain parameters, right?
Right.
So what we're going to do is bring out those parameters randomly, and this will help steer our library construction. So what we have here are 6 category cards. And the categories in this game are basically each notated by these symbols, right? So you can identify what the categories are by this, like skull is corrupted codices, fantastical fictions, historic volumes, monster manuals, reference texts, and spells and potions. And we'll basically just keep an eye on the colors and symbols, and it's the easiest way to track it because you're not going to remember all those names. But what's important is which ones we are going to draw. Now, so first off, we're going to draw the prominent works. So go ahead and pick one of these cards. Ooh, what do we have?
Reference text.
Okay.
This is going to be such a good library.
So it should be. So it's a reference library, and we are going to score the player with the most reference texts in their library will score 15 points. The second player will score 9. Mm-hmm. All right. So next book is going to be banned. So these are bad books.
Ooh, fantastical fiction.
All right. So fiction is bad in this library. It's a reference library.
It is exactly. This is so thematic.
Yes. So we want to avoid putting any of those green books in our libraries.
We basically just want like the most boring, my kind of library.
This is your kind of library. Certainly not mine. All right. Now we're each going to draw one at random, and this will be held in secret, and the rest will go to the box. These cards are now going to show us what our focus is going to be. So it's additional opportunities to score where we're going to get, I think, 2 points for every book in the focus. So you can go ahead and show the audience what you have as your focus. Yes. You good?
Yep.
All right, now I will go ahead and show mine. If you'll kindly turn your back.
I'm not looking.
So I've got that one. So, cool. These will stay face down off on the side of your player board. And form like a nice little book there. See that?
They do, yeah.
So that's your focus, and you can look at that at any point during the game. Okay. So what do we have here? So that's the first thing. Second item is this is the first player marker. We'll let you go first because you're the last person to cast a spell. And I think I'm not sure what it is actually.
That's what you think.
In the game setup, so there are going to be locations that are going to come out throughout the game. And this is your standard worker placement, right? So this is how you take actions. Your player board, we each have unique libraries that we're going to be playing as, which we can take actions on. But we'll also have locations that are going to come out every round that we're going to take additional actions on. And they'll kind of rotate through, and you'll see how that all works. So the way this happens in the game, there are different phases through every round. And the first phase is like preparation, where we actually are going to refresh the location. So the Diviner's Hut that you see here is always the first location to come out on the board. And what this action does, and it's only got room for one, is it allows you to draw 1 card for every assistant you have placed already, and then take the first player tokens. That's the way to get the first player. Now, nothing is permanent location-wise until after each round. One of them will go up here and become a permanent location, while others will keep cycling in. So these are the rest of the locations. Now we've taken a few out, and there's some recommendations in the book to tell you if you want a nicer game, friendlier game, you want more, take that. If it's your first game, to do this and that. So this is usually the stack we play with because it's not really take thatty, which we're not. Obviously, by watching us, you know we're not very take thatty, but it still gives you the full feel of the game. So we're going to pick one at random. And we'll start with our starting. Normally, from the rest of the game, we'll just be peeling them off the top of the stack.
Okay.
So what do we got?
So we have the Shelf Masons Guild. So what these actions allow us to do is shift any number of adjacent cards in a single row of your library any number of spaces in one direction.
Okay.
Which is a really good one to get later in the game. Yes. Not a great one to get right now.
So we'll explain what that means in a second. So in any case, let's go through our player boards.
Okay.
All right. So who do you have?
Okay, I'm the ghost. Ooh,
and so your library is called?
I'm the Haunted House of Learning.
All
so right. I am a ghost. So we have kind of this like special meeple that we can use that can take modified sort of action. So the ghost, for example, may not visit the diviner's hut at all, but may share spaces with opposing assistants at instant locations, and I draw one card when I do. So, for example, if you were to visit the Shelf Masons Guild, I could copy your move without actually taking the other action space.
That is correct. I am representing the Swamp of Scholarship, and I will be playing as the Witch. And the Witch's ability is when acquiring a banned book, I can reveal the top card of the deck, and I may take that instead. So it gives me more options to sort of thin the banned books from my library when acquiring them. So, which is good. So there are 2 stacks of cards here that you see. These are the book cards, and they're just shelves of books. And I'll just show you an example. So it'll have a number of books. It could be anywhere from 2 to 4 books, representing all different categories. And it will also have a letter that will indicate the title of that section of your library. And this is going to be a shelf that you're going to be adding to your library. Each card has a letter, and it also has a number. In this case, it's 3 of 3. So that means there's 1, 2, and 3 of 3 for the V's. And that is very important because when building your library, we're going to be placing these cards face up in front of us, and we're going to be creating a multi-shelf library. Now, there's certain rules with the library is that it cannot be any taller than 3 shelves. So as long as you keep it within 3 shelves high, you can go left and right, doesn't matter. And we're going to be scored on one category, shelf stability. So the shelf stability is where you have 3 books stacked on top of each other, or 3 shelves rather, and you'll score those shelves. If you have 2 here and 1 here, for example, you'll still only score this shelf that is made up of 3 and 3 for stability. So that will come into play. I like the new table. I can actually draw on this wonderful felt table that we have now. So yeah, so that's another way you can think about scoring. So that is pretty much it. In this in a standard game, you could actually play with the back of the card where everybody's just generic, and you'll get 3 generic workers.
But that's not fun.
But that's no fun. Nobody wants to play that. So here we go. We are pretty much, I think, ready to go. We've got our starting areas. We've got our goals. We've got our player board set up. I think we're ready to start.
All right.
All right. Oh, and in a 2-player game, we are going to play to the first person to put 16 shelves in their library is going to trigger end game. We go one more round, and then it's over.
Yep.
All right, before we jump into your turn, we are each going to get 6 cards. Just take 6 off the top. Yeah, there's 2 decks. It's really just one deck. It's 152 cards, but it's just too massive. So we split the deck so that I don't have to keep reaching across the table.
And I don't have to keep reaching across the table.
That is correct, because you have alligator arms.
Hey.
All right. So you have your starting hand.
Yep.
And you go ahead and take your first action. So we're going to play back and forth until we place all of our workers, and then the round ends. Pretty straightforward. All right, so...
okay.
Oh, yeah, these aren't the best of cards.
It was the best of cards. It was the worst of cards. And I can't even go there. It stinks.
Don't go there.
Well, actually, I can. I can go with my workers.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't go there as my ghost. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I will... Your home board always allows you to draw a card or shelve a card. And in this case, I'm going to draw a card. Your turn.
All right, so you just took up a home board action? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing the same. Actually, you know what? I got to see what we have here. What's banned? Fantastical Fantastics? Ooh, okay. You know what? I think I'll just do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shelve a card. So you can put it anywhere out here, and you just have to keep in mind whenever you place any more cards, they're going to have to be adjacent to any of your cards out here. They have to be orthogonal.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't put a card like diagonally. So they basically have to form shelves.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I will go here again.
Mm-hmm.
And ugh, this stinks. All right, I'm drawing a card again. I'm gonna end up with like 1,000 cards.
That's fine.
All right.
That's just fine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a draw as well.
Really?
What? Junky cards?
No, I can't use my ghost.
Oh, because you have to copy me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go. I just can't go to the Diviner's Hut, and that's
really not worth it right now.
It's like this is such a useful location at the end of the game.
Right.
And
it's
not
about
a useful location
rearranging
right
shelves, which is no bueno when I only have one card out there. And you have none.
I know. Ugh.
All right.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going here. I don't even like this card. Let's try again.
All right, so I'm going to take the Diviner's Hut, which is
Okay.
going to give me the player 1 token, and I get to draw 1 card for every assistant I've placed. So that would be 3 assistants.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take 3 cards.
This ghost is crap.
Yeah, he is. Okay, so that ends the placement phase. So now we go into the resolution phase. And what that would do is basically, there are certain cards in any locations, you'll see they have lightning bolts on them. Even your home location has a lightning bolt. That means it's an instant action, which is what the ghost can copy.
Mm-hmm.
There are some locations that have like a little clock, and that'll mean that during the resolution phase, those actions trigger.
And they'll make sense as we
They'll
bring
make
them
sense
out.
as we go along, exactly. So this is pretty much it for the resolution. And then we jump into the cleanup phase where we grab all of our workers back. We now take the lowest number location that's on the board and attach it, so now it is permanent. This goes into a discard. We draw 2 more, 1 per player, and those become new temporary locations.
Okay, so we have the donation center.
Centra.
Discard 1 or more cards and shelve up to 2 cards from your hand. And then we have the book collector, and he says discard any number of cards from your hand and or library.
Right.
And for every 2 books discarded that match one of the book collector's categories,
Which
are those categories?
It says deal 1, so you deal 1 card here.
you may shelve up to 2. So,
Okay. So this space is for 3 players only, or more. So that's only available to us, and then that one has 2, so we can each take that action. I am player 1, so we go back to. So that was like the prep phase. Now we go to placement, so I can place more cards here. Not that I want to. So if I match his symbol, I can. For every 2 cards, I can draw 1, right? That matches his symbol.
for every 2 books.
Every 2 books.
So it doesn't have to necessarily be cards.
Oh. Okay. That's good. So maybe, just maybe, I'll use 2 of my cards. All right, so I'm going to go there, actually. And I'm going to discard these 2. And I'm going to match his, because you got to pick one of his books. I'm going to pick his historic volumes, and it's 4 historic volume books. And that's going to let me take 2 cards.
And then you can shelve those 2 if you want.
If I want to, I can shelve them. So that would be terrible. And that wouldn't be too bad. I think I will. I'll shelve that one. This one will go in my hand. Your turn.
All right. I'm going to go... here. Actually, I'll just go here. All right, so I'm going to the donation center. So discard one or more cards and then shelve up to 2 from your hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works.
That's how it works.
So I'm going to discard that guy. And I'm going to place this one. I kind of have to move this down a little bit. Because I want that to be like in the middle. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
You could put 2 down?
yeah, I can put down 2. Which I will. I'll also put down this one. There. Okay.
All right. I'm going to go here and then place a card.
Where'd you go? It's your home board?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does that guy want? I'm just gonna go there, take a card.
All right. I'm going to go back to my home board. No. I'll go to the Diviner's Hut, if you will.
Oh, yep.
And I'm going to take 3 cards.
Why?
Why not?
Take 3 cards?
Yeah, because I have 3 guys placed.
Oh, that's right. Ugh.
You can go there. You just can't send your ghost there.
I can't. Yeah, I know. I always forget that.
These are not good cards at all.
Can I ghost myself? Yeah, these are like crappy. I know it shouldn't be any different, like game to game, but I feel like this is more difficult. Alright, I'm just gonna go here and take a card.
Just taking more cards, huh?
Just taking all the cards.
All right, so now we are in resolution again. There's nothing there. That's going to trigger, so we're going to take our guys back.
Mm-hmm.
The lowest number
Mm-hmm.
is going to go, so this would be the 4, so that stays. He goes, these come out, and we have 2 more.
All right, what do we have? The garbage dump. So we name a category, then search a discard pile, taking any one card containing a book of the category, and you can shelve it. And then the bookseller. So we need to deal 4 here. Take 1 card from the location, and you can shelve it right away.
Right, so it'll say deal them face down if they need to be down. So let's flip these so that we can see what's here. All right, and we are ready to start the next round. Okay, I am going to send a worker to the bookseller.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can take 1 book from this location and I may shelve it.
Correct.
I'm going to take this one here. I think. Yeah, I'll put him right there.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to copy you. Woo!
Okay.
I'm like haunting you at the bookseller.
You are. And
Maybe
you get
I
to
take
draw
a
a card as well, right?
Bookseller. Yes, I do. So I'm going to take this one.
Mm-hmm.
Put that right there. And I get to draw a card.
All right, so I can discard 1 or more cards and then shelve up to 2 cards from my hand, right? That's what the donation center does? I'm going to do that. And I'm going to discard at least 1 or more, right? I could discard multiple, so I'm going to discard 1, 2, 3. Get some of this junk out of my hand. 4. Discarding 4 cards. And I can place 2, it's telling me.
Mm-hmm.
They keep telling me.
They keep telling me I can place cards.
Okay, so there's 1 and 2. All right. This is going to be like my top shelf because my library Glorious top shelf.
Top shelf
All
library.
right.
Until you have to start putting things over
We're
there.
gonna have to start building down.
We'll
I
have to,
think.
rearrange this.
Yeah, because it gets a little expansive. All right.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go here again and take this guy.
Keep taking all the
I
garbage dump books.
I do.
Oh no,
This
the
is
bookseller.
very accurate. Oh, it's the bookseller.
That's the bookseller.
Right?
Yeah. This is where it gets tough. It's like, when do you start cutting shelves?
When do you?
I think I don't know. I don't like the way my shelf is going right now. So I think oh man, I don't really like that. I'm gonna need more cards, so you know where to put me.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Diviner's hut. All right, that worked.
I like this. Barley braids for dwarven beards.
Every book has unique titles.
It does. It's very cool.
It's really cool. Okay.
I can't go there. Alright, I'm just gonna go here and draw. Okay, you're up.
I'm done.
Oh, you're done. Okay.
Yep, so that ends that. We'll go to resolution. So the garbage dump actually has the clock, so that would have triggered now,
Right.
but nobody took those actions. So
And nobody will.
And nobody will. So this goes in this card. These
That goes
guys
away.
come back. The bookseller becomes permanent, and we bring out 2 more locations.
Hey, watch my library.
Oh, so sorry. We have the Mystery Shack and the Community Centre.
Alright, name a category, then peek at the mystery cards. So these are dealt 4 face down. Reveal and take any or all cards matching that category. Return the remaining cards face down. You may shelve one of the cards.
4.
Yep. And then the community center, take 1 card from the location, then give 1 of the remaining cards to an opponent, and both cards may be shelved. That's a pretty neat one, too.
That is. Alright, so we've got 4 more going up into the bookseller. So there's all sorts of options available to us now. Alright. Wow. Okay, so my oh my. What does the community center take 1 card from location, then give 1 of the remaining cards to an opponent, right? I think I'll start there. I'm gonna take this B, and I'll give you the S.
BS.
Can I place this one?
Yes, both can be shelved.
Oh, you can shelve that, so go ahead.
I don't think I will. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Never mind then.
No, thanks. Okay, we'll go here. So take 1 card from the location, and you may shelve it, and I will take this one.
Really?
Dungeon decorating for dummies.
All right. All right, so I can go to the donation center, and this is discard 1 or more. There's 1, and I can place up to 2. So I will go here, and whew, this is getting really, really difficult. And I'm gonna go here, taking a chance by expanding into my 3rd shelf. All right.
Okay. do this here. Discard one or more cards and shelve up to 2 cards. So I can take a card, right? And I can discard a card. I can discard as many as I want, right?
Yeah, one or more. I take that as many as I want.
As many as I want. I'll discard these 2. Okay. And then I can place a card. Right? Up to 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're up.
All right. I guess I'll go to the bookseller and take a card. Take this T.
Your
Which
witch.
she fell. All right. I'll put that over here. That's cool. All right. You are up.
All right. I will go here. And that should help you too.
You give me this.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I can place that. That works for me. All right, that ends the round. So let's go ahead and clean up real quick. We don't have any cards that triggered.
Nope.
These all get discarded.
And what are we
This
keeping?
Community
Community
college.
center.
Is the community college.
Community college library.
That's gonna stay.
I have to move this down.
We don't necessarily have to. We can start building them.
What? I was talking about my play area because
well.
you like have this like nice big area because you haven't been putting these up
Oh
there.
yeah.
Do you know
Well,
what I mean?
if I push any further
Yeah,
over,
that's okay.
it's
All right.
gonna go off the table. So.
Cool. So what do we have? Wishing Well. So you discard any number of cards, and then you draw that many of cards plus 1, and you can shelve 1 of your newly acquired
so
cards.
here's 3 for you.
The old bookshop. Take 1 or trade 1 card from your hand with the card from this location, and you can shelve the newly acquired card.
4 for here. There's so many
There's
cards.
just so many books everywhere.
Yeah. So there, it's there. That's there. That's there. So that trade 1 card from your hand with 1 card from where? What
From
is that?
here. So you take a card from your
Oh, you
hand, trade it with
trade.
one of these.
Oh, okay. That's right. All right. Cool.
Here's
All
something
right.
one.
Let's start us up. I'm going to go to the Wishing Well.
Okay.
Wishing Well of Crocodile Tears. I'm going to trade in 4 cards.
What?
Yep. And I'm going to take 4 plus 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
From there. Can I grab some off of your stack? Mine's
sure.
a little thin. Just grab me 5 cards.
1, 2, 3. That should be
So
5.
I keep
Count 'em.
populating all these cards with my stack, so it's getting real thin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And I can shelve 1
Mm-hmm.
of the newly. Oh. Okay. I think I'll. All right, I think I'll go here. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
It's so hard trying to figure out where you want these to go, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm just gonna go here and put a card down. I think. I'll put this here. No, I'll put it here. Okay.
Shelved.
Shelved.
All right.
Yep.
I am going to go. I'll go to the community center. So
Okay.
I can take one card from here.
Mm-hmm.
Take this. I'll take this one. This M. And I'll give you probably this S. No. Oh, they're all good.
I gave you a good one last time, and you know it.
You did?
I did. I gave you like 2 potions and a reference text and something else that wasn't going to kill
I'll
you.
give you that one.
And I can shelve this right now.
You can shelve it right now.
Ah. Okay. I'll put it here.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
My turn.
Your turn.
Okay, we'll do... do this. Donation centers. Discard 1 or more cards, and then put down 2 cards, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't really like what's on offer.
On offer right now?
No, it's not good.
Yeah. Agreed. I guess I'll get rid of this guy. So there's 1, and I will put down this. And I think... Wait a minute. How many cards do you have down right now? You only have 13 cards down.
Yeah.
You have 13 cards down.
I only have 13
Not
cards
only-
now.
Not only do you have 13 cards down. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna put that there.
All right.
Okay.
I will go to the old book swap with my witch. So I'm going to give this card here, and I'm going to take... I'll take the F. Now the F is has a banned book.
Mm-hmm.
So what the witch's ability does is it lets me draw a card, reveal it, and I can take this instead.
It's like the same thing.
But I will take this
basically.
instead, and I'll
that
discard
better?
this. Yep.
Okay.
And I can shelve it.
Yep.
I'll put that there. Okay.
Mm. I don't know what I want to do. What do I have? My ghost left?
Yeah, you can go anywhere but the diviner's hut.
I can go anywhere except
Where do you want to go?
where I want to go. And I can't ghost myself, so... I don't want any of those. Wow, this is like really crappy. I guess I'll shadow you here so I can discard a number of cards, right? So I'll get rid of that guy.
Any amount you want, you get
And then I
that
get
many,
that many plus
one,
Yeah,
which is a pretty good deal.
that was a good deal. Well, I'm just gonna get rid of 1.
All right.
So I'll take 2. And then I can shelve 1 of these.
Shelve.
Shelve. I don't really want either of these. Guess I'll shelve this guy, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright, I'll shelve that guy. Okay.
All right, so that ends the round. So let's grab back our peoples.
Oops.
You put them there. Over there. All right, so these two,
So
this one stays, that goes. What I think we can do, though, to fit this is we'll draw 2, and we'll just put the temporaries
Put it up
right
there. Yeah.
That makes more sense. So what do we have? Local draft house.
Oh, that one's fun. Okay.
So the player on space 1 below reveals 2 cards from the deck for every assistant at this location. So we can use spaces 1 and 2, so we'll be able to turn up 4 cards. The player in player order will start drafting cards at the end of the round.
I ghosted you last time, didn't I?
Yeah, so take another card. And the rummage sale, take 1 card from this location, take 1 additional card if another assistant is present. All newly acquired cards may be shelved. So we're just kind of rummaging through what's available. Let me have your deck. I'm going to see them all with your cards.
Here, just have a
It's
bunch.
not really your deck. It's just the one over on
the
your
one
side.
that happens to be on my side.
Yep. So we've got a couple of cards here. We're going to get the standard 4 here, 4 here. Jeez, 3 here.
Wow.
So many cards.
Okay.
All right. So wow.
It's getting crazy in here.
Yeah, there's like cards everywhere, and I don't know if I want any of them. I just want to see what's out here. What's the community center? I take one, I give you one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that. I think. Well, these still are not that good for me. Wow, these really are not good for me.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm gonna not do well. That's what I'm gonna do.
You've really kind of like pinholed yourself.
I did, really. So normally I don't. I'm a little more organized than this.
I know you're trying a different kind of strategy this time.
Yeah.
But
So I guess I'll give you the L, maybe? That's a good one.
really? Awesome.
Yeah, this is bad. We haven't had any places that I can manipulate.
I know.
Which is my problem.
Well, we
here.
had the one in the beginning, but that didn't help us at all.
No, it came out too soon. So this is where we're in trouble.
Yes, we are in trouble. Lots of trouble. So many troubles. All right, so I'm going to go here as well. And, ooh, do I want to do that? I do. So you can have that one, which is a pretty good one, actually.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, not for you, sorry. But I will take and shelve this here. And I get to take
yeah,
card,
this
'cause I
is not a
ghosted
good
you.
card at all.
I didn't get a good card either.
All right, I'm
mean,
going to
last
go to that donation center because I need to dump cards. So here's 4 cards, and I get 5 back, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, your turn.
You have 15 cards down, by the way.
Sure do.
6, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 down. Okay. Just keeping track.
This is no
Keeping
good.
track.
Yeah, one more card and that signals end of game.
Alright. These are basically worthless. Take any card from this location and you may shelve it. Really?
Mm-hmm.
What are they all like? Kind of crappy.
Pretty much.
There's an S. Alright, I'm gonna do that. I'll take this S.
And you can shelve it, right?
Yep. And I will put it like here. Maybe.
All right. I'm going to use my final move to go to the local draft house.
Okay. I think I will do the same.
Okay. So that ends it. So we go to resolutions. So now we do the local draft house.
Okay. So read that off.
So we are going to, the player on space 1 reveals 2 cards from the deck for every assistant, right?
So that'll be 4.
So 1, 2.
In case you needed help with the math.
Yes, because that was very complicated math. All right, so there's 4 cards, and in player order, we're going to draft one at a time. So I'll draft one, and you, what would you like?
I wanted that one.
Oh.
Oh, actually, I'll take this one.
Did
It's
you?
actually quite perfect.
It's quicker.
It's quite perfect.
Oh, quite perfect.
It's
I'll
quite
take
perfect.
this one, and you can have the C.
Oh.
All right. And, oh, did we get to shelve this? Any and all
Yeah,
drafted cards
they
may
may.
be shelved, so I am going to shelve the G.
Okay.
And I think I'll shelve the I. All right.
Okay.
Now that's 5, 10, no, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cards. So this is
Yeah.
one more round and it's over.
Yes.
So that just signifies that we're going into the final round.
Okay. Final round.
Final
all right,
round.
let's clean up.
All right, so get all your... You're not going to shelve yours?
What? I already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right, I will take that back. Take that.
Ghost.
Let's clean up all these cards.
All new cards.
Yeah, get all new cards out. And
All right, so what's staying?
Out?
Rummage sale is out. Draft house is in.
Draft house.
It's always a good one to have at the
It
end
is.
of the
I
game.
like the draft house. We have
1, 2, 3,
one,
4.
and I will have to shuffle. Oh, the Librarians Lodge.
Ooh.
Interesting. We'll have to read that one off. But we're going to get one more in. All right, and we get Garbage Dump.
Nice.
Do you like the Garbage Dump?
I do.
All right, so what does the Librarians Lodge do? Librarians Lodge. You may perform the following actions once, each in any order. Move one of your previously placed assistants from a location to one of your home action spaces and activate it. And then swap one card from your library with any card in your hand, another card in your library, or to any allowed position in your library. So you can swap a card in your library.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we're ready?
I think so.
Yeah, this is good. Not great, but good. Okay, I think I'm ready. All right, we have a lot of cards to choose from here. A lot of choices. But I think I can make up for some of my horrible placement. What is that? An E. Ooh. Where were you all my game? All right. Eek. All right, so I think I'm going to... Yeah, this is not cool. I'm probably going to have to jump right into the Librarian's Lodge and do some swapping, right? So the first thing I do is I move one of your already placed pawns back here and get an extra place action, but this is my first action. I'm not going to get to do that. But what it will let me do is swap two of my cards. So I'm going to swap this F with this F, because they are not in number order, and they would have been, one of them would have got flipped, and that's not cool. So that's my move.
Okay.
So not the most optimal play of that board, but
it's something.
It's something, and it needed to happen.
Interesting. Look, it's like all banned books. This is just like negative points out the wazoo.
All sorts of banned ones. I've actually got banned books in my library, which is not...
You don't like having banned books
I normally
in your library.
don't. I normally don't do that because it makes me feel bad.
You do? Really?
No, not really.
Okay, I think I'll go here. Discard one or more. So we'll discard like this one because I'll never use that. And then I can shelve up to 2. Whoops. So I'll shelve that guy. I had a plan. We'll do this. That's fine. So that's 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I can shelve another one. I'll shelve that guy. Okay. Your turn.
Ooh. This is very difficult.
You're very difficult.
Yeah, I left myself with a tough card to place.
You left yourself with this giant hole.
What, in my board?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not worried about that part. I'm worried about how to get to maximize this board here, and it's not really giving me the best options here. So
You mean you haven't given yourself the best option?
I really haven't, and it hurts.
Yeah, scoring is really interesting in this game. Which
It's going to get nuts. But
you really have to manage a lot.
Yeah, and what I've got on the table right now is not ideal. I'm going to go to the ye old book swap, though. I think I'll do that. And I'm going to take this X card. And I'm going to swap it with maybe this O. And this X I can place immediately, and I'll put it right down there.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go to Librarians Lodge and copy you. So I'll take a card first for doing that. Perfect. And I can move one of your assistants from a location at your house and activate. Okay, so I can move this guy that I had at the donation center back to my board. And I can draw a card or shelve a card. But which do I want to do? I think I will.
That's a tough call.
I guess I'll shelve. Because there's no point in drawing more cards if I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to put this here. So just know that that's there. And then I can take the second action, which is to swap two things. And I'll swap these because they're not in order. So these W's.
Okay. Now, mind you, if a card's not in order, it's going to get flipped upside down.
And it doesn't get scored.
So basically the inspector just cleans the shelf out and says...
He's like, this is out of order.
Yeah, this whole shelf...
library's out of order.
This whole shelf is invalid. All right, so I could do some swapping, but I'm not in a position where one swap is going to help me, and that's unfortunate. Even if I swap with something in my hand, it's still not going to cut it. So what I think I'll just do, I'm just going to finish here, is place the missing card
Very nice.
in my library.
That's good.
So that's it. That's my last action.
Okay. And for my last action, I think I'll go to the draft house.
Very nice. You want to draft some cards, huh?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So that's it. You're actually going to get to draft on your own. So from 2 cards, you could pull
2 cards.
Yep. So what do you got? And you could shelve both of them.
I can shelve them if I want to. And I can't really do either of them, so...
No, go ahead. Shelve them.
No.
No?
That's all right. Well, because it doesn't...
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It doesn't contribute to shelf stability, does it?
They will, because they'll
Will
be flipped upside down, yes.
Excellent. We'll just do that then. So they're completely out of order.
You're out of order.
That's going to go there, but we'll do that in a minute.
Okay, and we'll clean all this up in a sec. So that ends the game, really. So we're going to clean this up, get our shelves ready for scoring, and we'll show you how that works. All right, we've cleaned up this mess. So you can see this is a table eater, for sure. But we have 2 libraries, and why don't you take them through the scoring?
We have the official library inspection form. It's B-7C inspection form. So this is really super cool because it's actually a dry erase, so it's a dry erase marker.
Yes.
We'll be going down each of these, and I'll be doing this off camera. We can kind of bring it back on because we have to count some stuff. But we'll be looking for our categorical tallies, so we'll get points for each book in each of these categories. And then we'll be looking at these categories that are at the top here, which are our shelf stability. We'll do our prominent works awards and things. We'll do our penalties for our banned books. We'll do our categorical variety bonuses, which we'll explain when we get there. And then we will do our library focus, which has been secret up until now. And then we'll see who wins.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this off camera, off to the side here. The first thing we need to do, though, is check for alphabetical order, because only the cards that are in alphabetical and numerical order are going to be scored.
All right, so we're supposed to check each other. So
Yeah.
let's look at yours first. So we've got
Okay.
A, B, so it's B2, B10, B9, so that's fine. That's benign.
Benign.
We have D4, D7, it's good. E, J.
I.
I becomes 4J, so this is
Yeah.
flipped. So this is not in order, so this one gets flipped over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an empty shell. Just clear those books out. So I3, I4, J,
2.
L, M, N, R is out of order.
Mm-hmm.
That's N2, N3, S, W2, W5, W8, X, and Y. So that's
Good.
complete.
Okay. And yours, we have A, B4, B6, C, F, I is out of order, F6, G1, G2, H2, H7, L2, M1, M4, T2, 3, and 5, U, and X. Perfect. All right.
All right, so that is checked.
Checked. Check.
And the next bit is where we start scoring the actual categories
Yes.
themselves.
All right, so our first category we're going to score is our corrupted codices.
Right, we're just going to count the books for
So just
corrupted
count them.
codices. So
So-
the
They're like the skull.
the symbol
ones.
is the skull, right? All right.
Okay,
I have
can
7.
I have 9.
All right.
Okay. Fantastical Fictions, that's the green
Green
ones, and
ones?
those are actually the banned ones. So.
I have
Okay.
3.
I have 4. Okay, Historic Volumes, that's the
Alright.
yellow.
8.
Okay, I have 11. Monster
Oh,
Manuals.
these big mouths. Wow. I have 14 of those.
Wow. I think I only have 10.
That was not intentional.
Really? You were taking all my monster books.
Yeah, all right.
All right, reference text.
Okay. All right, I have 11.
19.
Wow, you had that many reference books? That's crazy.
Spells and Potions.
$16.
Okay.
That's it.
I was counting my monster mouths again.
Oh, all right.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. So
Shelf
we've
stability.
got those all recorded. So shelf stability, and again, like you explained before, the way this works is your block of
Yeah.
shelf space that is actually
The biggest square of cards.
rectangle.
2, 3,
So-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 15.
Okay.
What do you have?
So
21
3.
times 7.
Yep.
21. Wow, that's a lot of shelves.
All right. So now we're going to bestow Prominent Works awards. So
Oh, I
reference
have 18.
text.
I'm sorry, I counted
I'm
wrong.
sorry,
So
what?
I have 6 by 3. It's 18.
Oh, okay.
I counted completely wrong. Good thing it's a dry
Good thing
erase
this is
board.
a dry erase board, and I don't have to get another notepad out.
I was like, how did you get so many more than me? There's only 2 more cards. But it's just
all
my
right.
bad math.
So I had the most reference text, so I get 15, and you get 9.
All right, so now what are you doing here?
This is the prominent works.
Okay.
So we're evaluating reference text. So you had 11, and I had 19.
Why don't you put that right in the middle? So
Oh,
can
can
see
I
it?
put? I guess
Yeah,
we're not
right
counting
there.
anymore, right?
Nope, we're done.
Okay, there we
So
go.
the libraries are pretty much scored.
Okay. And yeah, so I get 15, which is the first place prize, and you get second place.
First place prize.
First place
Okay.
prize. Now penalties for banned books. So our fantastical fictions get banned.
-1 per book.
So you get -3, and I get -4.
Okay.
Okay. Categorical variety bonus.
Ooh.
So the way this works.
And I'll just read it off. It's
Okay.
pretty simple. So each player earns 3 points for every book in their bookshelf of the category which they have the least of. And that's
So,
not
yeah.
counting the banned book.
So it encourages you to get the most of everything.
Of everything.
So not counting these guys,
What is your lowest number?
I was looking at yours
Alright.
first, was your corrupted codices, right?
Yep.
And mine was also corrupted codices, I think, right?
Yep.
Then
that's
9.
right.
So we get 3
Times
points for each of
3,
those,
yeah.
right? So you get 21.
You're 27.
27.
Wow.
All right, so reveal your library focus.
Oh, okay.
So that's our secret hidden thing.
So mine was spells and potions.
Mine was monster manuals.
Oh, and I had them all.
I know.
Awesome.
You did. So we get, 2 points for each one of those, right?
Yes.
32. And 22. Okay. Tallied up.
How do you get 22?
What?
Isn't that 10 times 2?
Oh, I was looking at this.
Cheat.
Sorry.
Cheat
I was
already.
trying to cheat. Right in front of you.
Right in front of me, she's cheating.
Okay.
I
I even counted it twice.
Yes.
All right, let's add it up.
All right, so we'll come back because we need calculators. All right.
2 points.
Boom! 2-point game. Wow. So you're basically just adding up section B to give you your section C score.
Yes.
So-
Don't score these
Yeah,
ones.
A is really just a
Like
book count,
bookkeeping, yeah.
And the book count is how you generate your B scores.
Yes.
So bang! Look at that.
Yep.
2 points. That's crazy.
There you go. Let's go
Makes me
talk
wonder
about
if
it.
at the end I would have just grabbed 2 more cards.
That's why I did that.
Yeah, that's
Because
really
I wanted
what
this.
won it. Yeah.
I wanted the bonus.
Very sharp.
Yeah, very right
cheat
here.
and play,
Very
yeah.
smart.
Very cheat and play.
It's because I have so many reference texts in my library.
Let's talk about this one.
Okay.
All right, there you have it. Ex Libris.
Ex Libris. Yeah, it's very Latin-y. I thought it was going to be more Euro-y.
No.
I guess we'll get into that.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, we'll talk about that. So this is actually one that we picked up at Gen Con.
It was the first game.
The very
actually,
first game we
that
picked up at Gen Con.
Yes, at the Gen Con.
At the Gen Con. And when we picked it up, like I said, we kind of thought it was going to be more like worker placement-y.
Mm-hmm.
But we got it to the table. I think it was the first game we actually got to the table at Gen Con.
At the Gen Con.
And
yes, the
it
first
actually made it to the table lots of times before we even made the drive home. So
That's true.
So we can definitely talk about replayability here.
Yep. So yes,
so
let's
let's do
jump in
that.
with that, right? So for replayability, as you saw, there was quite a variable setup.
Experience, yeah.
Variable experience, variable setup. You've got, I mean, you're going to have the same cards, right? The
Right.
152 book cards,
Mhm.
but that's clearly going to be shuffled up, so that'll be different. You have a number, I don't know if there's 6 or more different or unique player cards.
Libraries,
Right? So your library
Yeah.
cards, right? So you don't know what kind of special abilities you're going to get, or you can play with generics and have no abilities at all and just
Right.
make it a simple worker placement. You've got a whole boatload of those location tiles, where we only played with about, I'd say, 2/3 to 3/4 of the ones that came with the game.
Yeah.
So we've stripped out a number of them that the book suggested if you wanted a friendlier game,
We like friendly
or
games.
not such an advanced game. We don't want to go.
Yeah.
We try not to go to the super difficult variants of games because it may not be as easy to follow, right?
Yeah,
to play
for you
through.
guys.
And most folks want to just get a general idea of how the game plays in, on the surface, not really
Right.
the deeper mechanics and whatnot. So, I think as far as replayability goes, that all adds to it.
Absolutely. I think that something that really adds to the replayability of this game in particular is the order, actually, in which the locations come out. So what we noticed, I know, in this
Yes,
game
yeah.
is that we had like a really good location that allows you to move your like a whole column of cards over, a whole row of cards over. But we came out very first, so we wouldn't have been able to keep it. You're never going to keep that alternate card.
Very first.
What?
Very first. That's funny.
Is that what I said?
Yes.
Okay.
Continue.
Anyway, my point is, those are going to come out in a different order every time.
Yes.
Which adds a different, dynamic to the way you're actually playing the game, which is cool.
Exactly, because some of those earlier actions
Mm-hmm.
are sort of irrelevant that early in the game.
Right. It's
Right.
like a worker placement game that your actions are actually variable depending on how the game plays, which is
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So, yeah, good replayability.
All right. Let's move on to weight.
Wait, so I think we both talked about this
Yeah.
a number of times, and I think we both expected heavy.
Mm-hmm.
At the first look of the game itself, component-wise, you think light,
Yeah.
but it lands somewhere in the middle.
I went on a whole weight journey with this.
You did.
one.
So I think for the purposes of this review and what we really
Mm-hmm.
believe as far as weight goes, this is definitely a mid-weight game.
Mhm. I would agree with that.
Yep.
Definitely. Let's talk about theme.
Ah, okay. So
I
this
know
is
you're
this is an
ready to
interesting,
get to this.
an interesting
category.
topic, interesting category for this game. When you take the title, and I didn't know much about this game because this is something that you actually brought up as one of your most anticipated for Gen Con. And when I first heard the title, I did not think it was going to be anything remotely close to what I wanted to play. Right? It just sounds...
As most of the games that I come up with are until we actually play them.
Yeah. But in this case, I expected some Latin library of very dry, dusty manuals, and we'd be like, crunching numbers and stuff like that. But because of the name Ex Libris, it just sounds like Latin library in the old days, But what it is, and it should have been probably called, is something we thought like Arcane Library, right?
Yeah.
Or the Wizard Library, or whatever, Hogwarts Library. Even.
Yeah, well, I think that's trademarked.
Sure, but in any case, it is very misleading.
Yeah.
Because the theme to me is like, hey, you're in a wizard town, and you're trying to build a wizard library, with about magic and monsters and all this funky,
it's fun.
cool
It's fantasy.
Yeah, it's very fun fantasy, where the title doesn't even denote that to me.
Right.
So that's why it kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that's what this. If I knew that's what this was about, it would have, I would have actually.
It would have jumped on your radar.
If it was called Arcane Library or the Wizarding Library, I would have been like, "Oh, that sounds pretty cool." But Ex Libris to me, it sounds very dry.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I mean, I don't know if that means that maybe people we enjoyed it, but if people are expecting that, and if you're expecting that, and you jump into it, I mean, you're gonna have ghost meeples and witch meeples and fantasy books and a lot of fun puns and things like that.
It's very like Harry Pottery.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, not like old.
And unfortunately, I think it probably missed the boat for a lot of folks that might have, and we'll talk about audience later, the people that might have been interested in this, like Anthony, and maybe missed out on it just because they, because we do kind of like judge games by titles and
title is
like
important.
That, so.
It is. Title's important, box art's important.
Okay.
Like, this is what draws you in.
But that aside,
yes,
let's look at the theme for what it
I thought the theme is great. For what it is.
And how does it play out and things like that.
Yeah, I think for what it is, the theme is great. You feel like you're putting together a library, you're building shelves, the books are...
It kind of comes to life in front of you.
It does. And, every location really fits. What action you take there really fits the theme of the location.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're digging through garbage piles.
It is, like the rummage sale, I think. It's kind of neat,
Yeah, and you're like trading the bookseller, you're the trader, you trade books with them, so it all kind of fits, it makes sense.
Right.
So I think the theme carries through completely, and I think it's really well done.
And I think that we talked to, we've talked about this probably a couple times on the drive back, but, after we play and stuff, this could have been a very dry Euro game.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the theme. So I think it speaks to how theme can really, play into a game's, likability, if that makes sense. I think you liked this a lot more than you would have if these same mechanisms and everything were employed in a drier game.
Agreed.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So
agreed.
I just wanted to make
that
yes,
point. Theme is important.
So, very cool. So let's talk about components, because that's along the same lines.
Yeah, so I think the components are very high quality.
I think so too.
The art is nice. The meeples are all unique.
They're
the specialist meeples. As you saw, the ghost, the witch. There's a Sasquatch. There's a snake or bookworm thing. There's a ton of them, and everyone is unique.
Right, and they all have different powers.
They all have different powers. The cards. The level of detail on the books on the actual cards. Every title's unique.
Every single title.
Yeah, and they're all funny. So
it is. It's enjoyable. You could play through the game without looking at any of those, but definitely do yourself a favor and read through the books and have fun with it, because there are really neat titles on there.
Yeah. So component-wise, and then your favorite.
My favorite thing
of all time
is the scorecard. Yeah. Because everybody knows what a freak I am about scorecards, and I don't like games that don't come with them, and I like them when they're colorful. This one is dry erase, and it even comes with a dry erase marker that fits in the box.
Yeah.
It has a little spot in the box for it.
I don't know why every game doesn't do this.
Yeah, I don't know what the cost on that is, from a design standpoint, but...
It's worth the extra...
Absolutely.
Couple bucks or whatever.
Worth it.
Yeah. It's tremendous.
It's very cool.
I think every game publisher should consider doing this in the design because it's awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's talk about setup real quick.
Setup is a breeze in this game.
Yeah.
As you saw, like what you saw on the table, it comes out of the box like that. So basically, 5 minutes tops.
Yeah. Audience. Who is this for? So we kind of talked about it being
midweight
fantasy.
Yeah. So if you're into the fantasy, you're into midweight games, worker placement games. Right.
Right.
This is more of a puzzle game, though.
It's very much a puzzle.
A set collection sort of puzzle-y game.
Yeah.
Because you're collecting. You are collecting sets because you're collecting
you're collecting like one
the theme.
Big set.
Well, the theme, right?
Kind of, yeah.
So each of the books, but you're trying to collect that set across multiple cards that have a number of different things they need to meet, criteria, right? So you've got the alphabet, you've got the numbers within the alphabet.
It's a little like Sudoku.
Kind of.
In
a way, you're trying to find those certain pieces to fit into your puzzle.
Right.
And the puzzle, there's no like finished puzzle for you to build off of. You have to come up with that. Yeah. It's all up here. So if you're into that thinky, puzzly, I have to solve this with limited information, limited cards,
and limited time.
Limited time. And there's a little bit of gambling there because you've got to you blind draw certain things.
Yeah.
And hope that you get the right letters to do it, or you can like put in a letter out of order with the hopes that you can swap it later. Yes. So it's really cool. If you're into that, then this game should, push all the right buttons, I think.
Yeah. All right. Fun factor. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it's a fun game. We've played this a handful of times at Gen Con. and
we've played it with higher player counts too. So we played it with 3. Obviously, we played it ourselves.
3, a number of times with 2. So we've seen it a couple different ways. But it plays very similar, even with additional players. But it just has a shorter amount of cards that have to go out in your library for the game to end with more players.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's still just as fun, I think. So yeah, it's a very fun game.
Cool. All right. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
So, for the rating.
Yeah. What are you going to rate this one?
I think, since this is your pick, you should rate this one.
You always do this to me.
Why not? Okay.
All right. So, here's the thing. We really enjoyed this game. A lot.
Yes.
I was expecting more of like a worker placement, like Euro style, kind of brain burner, 2-hour sort of game. But I can't, I feel like I can't knock the game for what it is because of my expectations, because that was really me just not, I guess, doing enough research or something.
Sure.
But I would say that this is a great game.
Yeah, I would agree.
Very, very high grade.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's not quite a game that knocked our socks off, right? But we really did enjoy it. Yeah. So I think it's for all intents and purposes, the game is in itself is a great game. It's not when we think about other games that are like brilliant, right? Right. They're just a notch higher. Yeah. In how we feel, and it's all based on how we feel after we play the game.
I feel like a game like I'm trying to think. I think like Terraforming Mars. Yeah. We rated brilliant.
That was brilliant. Yeah.
Where
after that game, I was like.
Where I was like, well, I had to go like. Take a break or like
cause that was just like
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, when a game leaves you like that.
Yeah. And that's the kind that's our style, like that's really what we really, really like get excited about. This for me is like a fun kind of pull it out after a game like that. Palate cleanser kind of.
But a meteor palate cleanser.
Yeah, definitely a meteor one. But but again, so I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think I would give it a high grade rating.
Yeah.
Not quite at the outstanding, but close. Yeah. It is what it is. It's a puzzler game with worker placement. Yeah. But it's fun. So.
Very much so.
There you have it.
Okay.
Ex Libris.
Ex Libris. /
Arcane Library. So. If it interests you, go check it out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.